And we're live. Hello, good morning everybody. It's second week of 2018. I hope you're having success, but if you haven't and you've decided to quit and everything, I am going to do a little series of interviews with people who have achieved and are already achieving success, and it hasn't always been that way. So the first one is with Mr. Paul Turner, who is a $10,000 residual income earner with his particular company, which is IMarketsLive. Paul, first of all, can you tell us how quickly you got that $10,000?
First of all, really happy to be here with you, Graeme. Graeme, guys, if you don't know Graeme, Graeme's an awesome leader. He really takes care of the people and hence doing things like this. So it's always a pleasure. You know, we're all busy, but I'm always happy to make time for Graeme. So just to let you know that. But in a nutshell, Graeme, I did it in it's about 5 months. I did that from a cold start.
Jesus. That's amazing. Like, that's amazing. It's not always been like that, though, has it? Can you give us a sort of bit about your background?
Okay. Well, at school, just so you know where I'm educated, people these days probably younger don't remember, but we had a thing called O levels and A levels, and I did okay in my O levels, did all right, stayed on at school because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and did my A levels, and I failed all of those. So I'm not particularly the sharpest tool. And my career, I started off stacking shelves in a supermarket.
Right.
So that's where I come from, guys. I ended up working on the cheese counter. And I hate cheese. So before I started working on the cheese counter, so I used to do all the fresh foods, and I kind of wanted to work my way up to be like a store manager, because it was like what you did. I didn't really have a passion for it. Retail gets in your blood, but I didn't really have a passion. But what happened was I wanted to be a fresh food manager, and they started making those positions unavailable. So I kind of got a bit fed up with it. I went and I got a job, a part-time job. I left a full-time paying job and I took a part-time job, which was fun for money. And I got into selling, and I was the world's worst salesperson, absolutely the world's worst, because it was pressure. I had sales targets and things like that to hit. Yeah. And so I sold for a bit. I was terrible. Got my head around it a bit. I ended up selling mobile phones just as the boom came in for mobile phones. I did that, and I sold computers. And then I went and job at Hillary's Blinds. You know, made-to-measure blinds in the UK. Hillary's Blinds. I was an area manager, and they gave me £1 million advertising budget. And there you go. You got to spend it within 1% either way. And if you don't spend it within 1%, you can go 1% over. You can go 1% less. But even if you spend less, because they understood the power of marketing. And if you spent less, it didn't mean that you were saving them money in advertising. It meant you were losing them sales. And that was like, oh, I get that, marketing, all these little things. Yeah. And then I helped other people set up blinds because I love helping people. But you know what? I hate clients. I hated having a grown man or woman telling me when I could go and have my lunch. I hated somebody telling me, Paul, you need to be there. And I tell you, when I kind of, Hillary's was the last job when I really got out. And I'll just tell you what sort of made me look to online, because people love it. Don't believe it, but it's absolutely 100% true. As an area manager at Hillary's Blinds, I used to travel all over the country. And we used to stay over in hotels 2 nights a week, which sounds amazing, and it is for the first month, but then it's like you sat there on your own in a restaurant, you know. But one day our bosses came to us and they said, the company's trying to save money, so what we want you to do now is we don't want you to stay in hotels anymore. What we want you to do is get to your area for 9 o'clock in the morning, do a day's work, don't leave any earlier than 5, and come home, and then do it again the next day.
Yeah.
Yes, Paul? Well, some of my area, it takes me about 3 hours to get to. Yeah? So you want me to leave at 6 in the morning, 3-hour drive to get there for 9, finish no earlier than 5 to drive 3 hours home and get home 8 at the earliest. But you know and I know that sometimes the people we see, we have to see them in the evening because they work all day, they do this part-time. So I might not be leaving till 8 o'clock at night. And you don't want me to stay in a hotel. No, you can't stay in a hotel. You're going to have to do it. And that was it. That was the breaking point.
The camel's back.
Leave at 6 in the morning to get home at midnight. No.
There's a lot of people do it every day, and that they just accept it, unfortunately. So what was your sort of first big breakthrough in the home-based business industry? What did you?
Well, what you guys need to realize is, if you're watching this and you're not having the success you want yet, what you got to realize is it's a journey, and along the way you pick up experience. So it's a common story online, and if you're at this part of your journey, as long as you don't quit, as long as you keep going, it gets better. I did a UK network marketing business, thought I was going to be rich. Quickly realised, because I actually got quite good at sales in these other jobs in the end, because I read a lot of books and I study. Second tip. So I read a lot of books, I study, okay, and failed miserably. Like you had to get people to fill in a form, and they sent 6, and I said, "You're joking? I need to order some more. Get me like 50." I think somewhere I've still got those 6 original ones. If I could probably find them somewhere. So that wasn't working. So I failed at that. I did, and I left it for a bit. I did something else, and I failed at that. And then I started having some success. But then the people, you have to sell and recruit. In most things that you do online, you have to sell a pill, a potion, a lotion, or something like that. Right. You have to sell digital products that nobody really wants. You have to do something. And it's often a sales thing disguised as a product around it. I'm just being honest. Okay. And the opportunity in network marketing, for example, is often network marketing. That is the opportunity, not having a special drink or a pill. Mm-hmm. So I could bring people in, and then those people would fall out. So kind of what was my breakthrough? One, stickability. Mm-hmm. I knew I wanted a better life. And network, like Eric Worre says, doesn't he? Online marketing, network marketing, this sort of life, it's not perfect, but it's better than the alternative. Boy, is it better than the alternative. What turned it around, really, there's 2 things. And the first one is I got a mentor. Mm-hmm. A mentor doesn't have to be somebody necessarily that you necessarily pay a lot of money to, or somebody that you spend hours with. It's just somebody that can point and guide. Yeah. And I was speaking to this guy that was giving me some mentoring, and he had this chart that you filled in, and it was like, where do you want to be in 3 months, 6 months, and a year? And it was like, where do you want to be with your health? Where do you want to be with your business? And all this. And this is a massive, massive breakthrough for you guys, hopefully, because I know that most people suffer with it. So you get a book. Let's plug our friend, Paul. If you haven't read this book, guys, Surfing the Techno Tsunami, you should. You should. Okay.
I've got a copy here too.
Talking about 120 million jobs going over the next 12 years. So if you are looking to make money online, boy, are you in the right place, right? So anyway, so this mentor, he recommends some books to read, and I read these books, and he's got this sheet to fill in. And I'm talking to him one day, and he goes, we're talking about success and achieving, and he says, do you believe it or not, Paul? Some people haven't even filled that matrix sheet in. Yeah. And I haven't filled it in. I was one of those people that read books, read the exercises, and go, yeah, I get that. I understand.
Yeah.
I do the exercises. I do now.
Yeah.
And I said, and this is the turning point. Most people, if somebody said that to them, do you know what, Graham? Some people haven't even filled the sheet in.
Yeah.
If you haven't filled the sheet in, what do you say?
I haven't done it.
Most people go, oh, God, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Even though they haven't done it.
Yeah, I'm too honest with you. I would just say, yeah.
When his name was Darren, and I went, Darren, I haven't filled it in. Yeah. And he's a bit theatrical, and he went, please, God, let today be the day Paul has his breakthrough. He said that. That's what he said. He said, please let today be the day. And he said it again. Paul has his breakthrough. And no kidding, we were on Skype. And Skype connection cut out, and my speakers were just buzzing. Like that. And I'm not kidding. It's true. And, I don't know what it was. I'm not saying it's God. I'm not saying it's the universe or anything like that. But it was just so freaky because we couldn't carry on the conversation. I could call other people on Skype, and so could he, because we tested it. We just couldn't speak to each other. So I went away, I did the sheet, and that set me off on a path. And then the other thing, massive, if you watch trainings from people, and again, I know a lot of people do this, a lot of successful people, they talk about mindset.
Yeah.
And you know what? Amazing. A lot of people go, oh, mindset again. Just tell me what I need to do. Just tell me what I need to do. And they miss the point. So I've always been interested in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. In the year before last, I went on a course. And neuro-linguistic programming, if you don't know, very briefly, it's how your brain talks to itself. Neuro is the brain, linguistic is language, and programming is how our brain will tend to go down automated little routes. For example, I can see Graham's door there, you know, and my door's there. So when you go to a door and it's a door you've never opened before, how hard do you have to think about using the door handle, Graham?
It comes naturally.
Because it's a program.
Yeah.
Door handle, turn it.
Yeah.
And another little example for you. Let's see how Graham does. Graham, just fold your arms for me. So if you look at me and Graham, look down at your arms, Graham. So you've probably got one hand tucked in.
Yeah.
And the other hand is out like that, yeah?
Yeah, both legs are tucked
Oh, so
in.
Graham's got them both tucked in, right?
Yeah.
Now just fold your arms the opposite way. Quickly.
Yep.
So that proves your brain goes, oh, fold arms, do that. Make money online, do that. Oh, I'm broke. It's not working. You need to shake yourself out of that. And neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, is brilliant at that. So me being me, remember what I said about reading and applying?
Yeah.
Not only did I read a book on NLP, I took a course on NLP. I got qualified.
Yeah.
And then I took another qualification because I wanted to work with a particular guy. And then I took the master practitioner. So I'm now actually not just saying this is good stuff. I'm actually got qualified in it. And I'm also a qualified trainer now. And I've 150 hours documented training. To tell you how that works, guys, I now live in Cornwall, which, if you know the UK, Cornwall's a beautiful part of the UK. We've got, it's known as the English Riviera. We've got beautiful cliffs. We've got sea. I can see the sea from the back garden. It was a 13-year-long dream to come and live down in Cornwall. And I gave up. Did NLP. Within a year, I moved to Cornwall and made a year's income in 4 months.
Oh, that's stunning.
And that's why I like, this is why I do what I do, because I want to help people do the same, you know, and I can't make guarantees that you'll achieve a 13-year-long dream or you'll make a year's income in, you know, in 4 months. But I can certainly help people.
Yeah, I've noticed that, like, you went from having a mentor to mentoring me. I must admit, like, you're doing an absolute sterling job.
The other thing, just to mention, like, you know, what's your break? Oh yeah, that, I mean, that is an awesome book. Richard Bandler, you know, that guy there, Richard Bandler, is the co-creator of NLP. You know, again, there's pictures on my Facebook. You see, I go for it. I've actually met him. I've shook his hand. I've had a brief conversation with him. And a guy called Paul McKenna. A lot of people know Paul McKenna, famous hypnotist. Met him, you know, spent a weekend with those two guys. Life changing. You know, but this is the other little tip I want to give on that is, I used to work to pay the bills. It's not very exciting. And I generally, we were always just all right for money. Couldn't necessarily afford to go and eat out every night like I can now if I want to. You know, want to buy a new computer, oh, I'll just go and buy a new computer. You know, his life is so much greater. Now I can just go and spend. I've just booked a trip to go to a company convention in Las Vegas. You know, it's a lot of money to go to Las Vegas. Yeah. It's beautiful. When I worked just to pay the bills, I was always just all right. When I forgot about the money and I started trying to help people, the money just flows in. Yeah. And that's why I will always try and help people in my team. Yeah,
I can 100% vouch for that. So you started 5 months ago. 5 months?
No, I've been in. No, it was 5 months to get to the 10K.
Sorry, 5 months to get to 10K.
And also, guys, that's on top of the money that we make with trading, because our product is money. So I also make money from trading, and there's also bonuses for being at that level as well. It's called chairman. So I'm a chairman level. So it's actually, just to correct you, it's a minimum of 10K a month. Minimum. That's the minimum I will ever earn.
And that's without selling or recruiting?
No selling. Well, I don't. With the company that we're in, there's no selling or recruiting required to make an income. You see, when I was having some success and I was bringing people into a business and I was sharing with them everything I do to grow a business, like doing a video like this, for example, with Graeme, okay? A lot of people don't want to be on video.
Yeah.
So videos is one of the ways that I share information. I educate, I teach, you know, I share info. I don't sell. I just put people, everybody approaches me because I go out there and I put value out. Like this interview is value. Graeme is doing a great job because this, hopefully you've already got, hopefully I've shared some nuggets with you that have made me successful.
Yeah.
So you've already got some nuggets. You're learning, you're being educated. There's value. Okay. But a lot of people just don't want to be on camera, and being on camera is one of the things that's worked for me. So I was bringing people in, I was telling them what to do. Some people, for legitimate reasons, they get ill or, you know, they have a family catastrophe, they fall away. But there's also a lot of people that just don't do anything. They're just not motivated enough to change their life. You think about people that are poor in the UK or America or Australia. People that are poor, they've still got a car, they've got cable TV.
Yeah.
You know, they've got heating, they've got a bed to sleep and they've got a roof over their head. There's a supermarket down the road and they can get food from all over the world from that supermarket without having to worry about it. You know, they jump in a car, they travel, you know, they can go anywhere they want, you know, in a car. I mean, I was reading a book the other day about down here and it used to take like 12 days to get to Truro. You know, it's like, you know, jump in the car now and we're there in, you know, a few hours. You know, we live like kings.
Yeah.
To people in some countries and people that really are poor, we live like kings, but we think we're poor. We're not unhappy enough to break out of that, which is another little tip. You've got to have a compelling, something that's going to make you do it.
Yeah.
So although you don't have to sell and recruit to make money, if you want to get like 10K a month, you need to share the information with people because the company will reward you for sharing that. And my passion is seeing people get out their jobs. If they want to. Some people love their jobs. My wife used to work with disadvantaged kids, loved it. It was so rewarding. But when you work for hospitals, NHS, you know, health organisations, schools and things like that, certainly in the UK, the money's not great. And I know, you know, I've spoken to a lot of nurses over here that they like what they do, but the money's not great. So some people, it's just about supplementing their income. But my whole thing was freedom.
Yeah.
Not having somebody tell me, you know, when I can eat my lunch.
Yeah, that's what I'm striving for. Yeah,
and you're doing it. You're on the journey. Yeah. There's no way you'll fail.
Definitely not with your help, anyways. Your mentorship. Shall we tell people a little bit about this company that we're involved in, IML?
Okay. So when I was bringing people into these businesses and they weren't able to copy it, it made me feel bad. Even though I shared everything I did, everything. And I actually kind of quit on the industry, and I was just gonna build on NLP. And I was thinking, you know, I'll take on some clients, and I'll put a product together, and I'm selling that and stuff. And I was away from kind of this sort of industry. But I got introduced to a mutual friend of ours, Arnold, and somebody said, you need to see what he's doing with this trading. Because it's not, no selling, no recruiting, he's trading Forex. And I'd met a couple of people that were trading Forex and was led to believe you needed like 50 grand to start and it was really complicated. And to be fair, I suppose it is when you know. As you learn a bit more, it's not that complicated. But most people haven't got time to analyse all the charts and they don't want to take the risk. Yeah. So he used a product called, it's called SwipeTrades, where traders gave him the trades. And he was making like $6,000 to $8,000 a week. And I got my attention.
As it would. Yeah.
So I had to look at what he was doing. Couldn't understand it, to be honest, because it was like Greek. And I'm like, he says, but you do just copy and paste. And I thought, well, I can copy and paste. Even if I don't understand what the numbers are, I can copy and paste. One day he said to me, so what did you make on that trade? And I went, I ain't got a bloody clue. Where do I look? And he's like, was that number there? And I said, would it hurt him to put a dollar sign on it or something? So I know what it is, you know. So anyway, I started and I set him a challenge. And I said, so Arnold, so if I took $868, which is some money that I had for an affiliate promotion that I'd done, and I wasn't expecting it. And I said, if I take $868 and I put it in an account, could I double it in 30 days then? And he said, yeah, potentially you could do that or get very close. So I said, okay, let's do it. And I was expecting to be speaking to him every day and him helping me. He didn't. He wanted me to just use the product. So I looked at some of the stuff in the academy, which they teach you the basics. I took the SwipeTrades. I tried a few things and I screwed them up and I did some other things. And the upshot is I didn't double my money in 30 days. I did it in 20. when I saw the power of that,
yeah.
I have no problem jumping on a video and explaining this and explaining that. So many people wouldn't. So many people busy with work, they don't want to spend time trying to talk to people to grow a business, which is what I do. I thought, yeah, this is great. And if you can refer 12 people to this, or you only need 3 personal people, but if you can build a little team of 12, well, in fact, if you can refer 2 people, you get your monthly service for free.
Yeah.
And this is what I hear all the time. I don't want to refer anybody. Don't want to sell. No, absolutely. This is for you. This is perfect. Just so you're clear, though, you know I'm not selling. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, I get it. You're not selling. It's fine. Couple of weeks later, 4 weeks later, I've just made like $50 or 50 quid. You know, I've got somebody interested. What do I say to them? You weren't going to sell it. But I'm showing everybody. So if you can refer 2 people, you get your monthly service for free, which I think is genius because it gives everybody, you know, you can come in and you can get the service for free. But if you can refer 12 people, just get a team, a little group, not a team because it's not like that, but a little group of 12. They pay you $600 a month. And I thought that would be great trading money because if I double my money in 20 days, let's suppose I double it every month. So there's 400 profit in that it would be. So I'm like $400, double it to 8. Then I get another 4, so that's 12. Double that, that's 2,400.
Yeah.
And I get another 400 that month. So that's 2,800. Double that, that's 4. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be rich. But what happened is I wanted 12 and I've currently got 4,300 people in my group. Because as soon as you say to people you don't have to sell and you don't have to recruit, people are like, where do I sign up? And recruit me. If I don't have to recruit anyone, where do I sign up? There's a big need for it out there, and especially with so many people losing their jobs. And if you don't think you're going to lose your job, read the book.
Yeah, exactly. But that's just one of the products that they offer. There's 8 different ways to make money, isn't there?
There's something to suit everybody, and I always say the more of the products that you can use, the more profit you make at the end of the day. But also with trading, me and Graeme are professionals, so we're going to tell you, you can lose a trade as well as win a trade. And in fact, it's part of the game. You will lose trades. If anybody tells you they've never lost a trade, you need to run a mile. Because, for example, when Korea fired missiles over Japan, unless they knew that was going to happen, they lost trades. I guarantee it. If they were in Japanese yen, they lost trades because it makes the market unsteady. And risk management is what IML teach brilliantly. They will never take a trade for the sake of taking a trade, and they teach you how to make sure that what you could potentially lose is small compared to what you potentially win. In fact, I mean, I won't go into all the products because people won't take it all in, but for example, I could fire up a laptop when the markets are open Monday to Friday, and anytime I want to trade, I can go, and there's a product called the Harmonic Scanner, and that's one of the things that I use to double my money. And it basically analyzes the market and it looks for particular patterns. And when it finds a pattern, it lets you know, and you can look at it and you can go, oh, looks like a good trade. And there's other little indicators. I mean, basically that says there's a good potential trade there. And then there's some other things we call indicators you can look at to say, well, it looks good. It's more likely. It's even more likely 9 times out of 10, this trade is going to win. So that you can trade anytime you like. Another tool called the Web Analyzer, you can trade anytime you like. There's 2 mirror traders, 2 mirror trader products. You go in, you look at a trader's results, you pick the trader you like, you connect your account to his. When he trades on his account, it adjusts the lot size, the risk and everything, and profitability for your account balance. But basically, it does the same trades. I made £114 the other day. Didn't do anything. It's great. The other day, I lost £80. Then I made 114, and then I think I made like 20 quid. So this is what I mean, and I say that to be absolutely transparent with people. You lose, you lose and you win, and you lose the battle to win the war. So Web Analyzer, new tool, calls out trades all the time. Harmonic Scanner calls out trades. Mirror traders. The thing that we are excited about, and probably the most common, is the SwipeTrades. And the thing that is absolutely taking IML by storm at the minute, guys. 2 things. Crypto. We are now doing cryptocurrency education because it's just a buzzword. And to put it in perspective, guys, if I read some, what is it? It's like so many billion, is it like 1.4 billion a day or 2 billion a day traded in cryptocurrencies? Yeah. And people are like, Paul, you've got to get in crypto, 2 billion, whatever a day. Yeah, well, Forex, that good old fashioned stable stability, boring Forex does 5.3 trillion a day.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, wow. So, you know, I prefer just trading like proper currencies because it's proven. And then $200 challenge. Do you want to tell them about the challenge, Graeme?
It's basically a 6-figure Forex trader that used to work.
7-figure. It's a 7-figure trader.
Sorry. Stevenson Lindorf is basically, we're putting $200 into an account, and over the year he does a live session on a Sunday evening and a Tuesday evening, and he's got the same $200 account. Basically, he's got an account that's like $130,000, and your everyday man on the street can't trade the sizes that he trades, obviously. So he's made it for every sort of working class person can get involved. $200 in the account. He only places the trades, and we place the same trades as him, and we follow the journey throughout the year. It's basically to educate you on Forex, but it's also help you to grow this account. And we'll see how it goes out over the year.
He's gonna make money, and
yeah, definitely. Well, he done a video basically saying 2018 is the year, start of the year. People want to change their life. Basically, they start the next thing. And basically says that if you join up with this challenge and you're not making profit by the end of 2018, you might as well give up on life. So there's enough said there.
He did one account and it was $5,000, and he increased it 26 times. He grew it 26 times, and that was in the space of like 3 or 4 months. So this is for a whole year, guys. So we're if you're not in IML, you got crypto, which is new, okay, which is taking the world by storm. This $200 challenge is worth it alone. If you don't want to pay the monthly fee, do you know anybody that could use like some extra money? But he's bandying around figures like 50 grand. So you could turn 200. We don't know. He could have $2,000 at the end of it. He could have minus 50 at the end of it. Yeah. But based on his track record, we're looking at about 50k. So you turn $200 into 50k.
Yeah.
But we don't know. Who knows? It might be more, might be less. Yeah.
And past profits don't indicate future performance.
Disclaimer: no income claims intended, or
yeah, yeah, definitely. So, guys, if any of us would like more information on what we're doing in IML, just either drop me or Paul a message on Facebook.
What we do, just so you know, guys, the way that I, you know, another nugget for you. How did you get there so quick? The reason is all the marketing that I do, I make available to my whole group.
Yeah.
So Graeme, for example, can use exactly the same pages I use. I have a group strategy, a Facebook group strategy. Graeme can add people to my group. So it's, you know, and as Graeme brings people in and introduces them. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, do you know what? I want 2018 to be my year. It's finally time that I got what I wanted.
Yeah.
Please God, let today be the day you have your breakthrough. You know, then all of the groups we have, if you work with Graeme, okay, I'm busy. You know, I do this. I live near the beach, and you know, I have a nice life, and you know, and I help people. The way that I work now is I work through Graeme. So if you want to join, get with Graeme, you still get all my stuff.
Yeah.
If you're interested in the biz side of it and you want to get to 10k a month, every Tuesday we have a mastermind session. Graeme's part of that. And we make the replays available to everybody so everybody can pick up nuggets and talk about different subjects, different weeks sometimes, but we've kind of got a core that runs through it of how you can attract people to this without having to sell, without having to recruit. But you don't have to do the biz side. For me, it was like madness. Are we back? It says the internet connection was unstable. You there, Graeme? I'll just give it a minute to see if Graeme comes back. Okay, guys. Well, look, obviously the internet's gone. I don't know whether that's Graeme's end or whatever, but we're going to call it a day. So if you're interested, there'll probably be a button below this, or if it's on Facebook, yeah, it's Graeme's end. So you can get back to Graeme. Graeme, you also get everything I do, so you get my support as well as Graeme, so you kind of get 2 for the price of 1. So hope you got use out of this, so you got some nuggets, and look forward to seeing some of you on the inside. Catch you later, guys.